All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Boxing Rush Hour Show. This is a late night edition. I got the fan watching Family Feud and Adrian Clark,
Thanks.
CEO of Fighters First Management, because there's some stuff brewing up in the social media. He represents Brian Norman Jr., WBO welterweight, full welterweight champion right now. And a lot of talk going on over there. And let's start it there. Because I want to intro this with a interview that I recently saw where Eddie Hearn and Andre Ward, because we're going to get into Eddie Hearn in a little bit, but Andre Ward and Eddie Hearn spoke and they were talking about perception being reality. And I want to begin with that because there's been a lot of talk out there on social media about your guy, Brian Norman Jr., and offers and this and that. So before perception becomes reality, I want to know what the facts are. What are the things that we're missing? What are the spaces that need to be filled? So Adrian Clark is here. I know I feel like I just went right into it, but how you doing, my man? I know it's late over there.
I'm good. You didn't even ask me how I'm doing today, man.
It's just
I'm good.
I'm amped up, and
Yeah.
I don't get to see you all the time, so it's always a pleasure to have you. But yes, Adrian, let me know what is it that the people should know about this whole
Man,
situation.
first of all, it used to be a time where, negotiations were between the people that were doing it. And top ranks lawyers, our attorney and Jolene Mazzone, and people that are actually in the negotiation that know what's going on. It used to just be there, but now this new age of boxing, Eddie Hearn puts the numbers out there and what was offered and discussed, and I'm like, okay, well, cool. If you're gonna tell it, then tell it all. So I don't really like that part of negotiation. I don't feel like negotiation should be on social media, but cool. That's the world that we live in now. But um, negotiations. Let's start with the word negotiation. If an offer is made and then there is a counter offer, that's when the negotiation begins. This is not a situation of, okay, they made an offer and we just said no, and that was that. It wasn't that. They made an offer. We came back with something higher, and we expected a negotiation to happen, but it turned into this take it or leave it type thing. And the fans won't care or take the time to understand this, but the job of a manager, it's more than just making the fight happen. We have to make sure that our client is getting the best deal possible in regards to the fight. And Brian was going to Philadelphia to fight Jaron in his own backyard on a Matchroom promoted card. He's promoted by Top Rank, meaning Brian Norman. So, okay, cool. He's cool with that risk, but the reward has to make sense. And I'm only speaking from a management standpoint. But again, the fans, they don't care about it, and that's cool because I don't care about them not caring about it. We have to do what's best for our client. That's not the point of protecting him, it's just doing what makes sense. Brian Norman wanted this fight. We wanted to make this fight happen, but they wanted us to just take whatever it was that they were offering, and that is not how we do business, and that's not how a negotiation goes. So that's the gist of it. I want to hear more of your questioning, but I'll break down to the fans like how it will make sense. But I don't want to talk too much. I want to at least let you get your questions out. Then I'll spell it out from there.
Yeah, no, and for those that don't know, Adrian has a series of books that he's put out, and more recently, he has one called "Fighters First," the second edition. It's called "Protect Yourself at
Protect yourself at all
all
times. Yeah,
times." Fighters First, second edition, and so this him being in this business is important to him to make sure that the fighter's best interest is always first. Now, Eddie came out and he was talking to a Matchroom correspondent after the Diego Pacheco fight. He put out these numbers. He kept saying, millions over or a little over a million, then 250,000, and then 250,000. What was the actual offer, and what does that look like at the end? Because there is it's not just a matter of, oh, I'm turning down $1.5 million. It's what are you turning down after everything is all said and
Yes,
done?
but again, Abraham, that's where, not to interrupt you, I'm sorry. That's where the fans just they don't care. They want to
Yeah.
see what they want to see in regards to the fight. Speaking from a managerial standpoint, that's why I start at. I see the number, and I hear the number, but I know based off of how things are broken down in boxing, that's not the underline. And we're doing business. Boxing is a sport, but we're doing business before any type of fight happens. And when I look at or hear 1.5, I'm no dummy. 1.5 is not 1.5. And I'll spare you guys the boring speech about taxes and Uncle Sam. But okay, 1.5 is the offer. But let's I'll take you guys through the deductions since Mr. Hearn wants to put out the numbers. I'll tell it all. 1.5. Let's stick with 1.5. And if Brian Norman Jr. would accept a fight to go fight Jeremy Ennis in Philly, for $1.5 million, the first deduction that will come off the top is 20% fee because Brian Norman is signed with Top Rank. He's not with Matchroom. Top Rank has done a good job of building Brian Norman and investing in him. So, it's a part of the contract that he would have to pay 20%. 20% off of 1.5 million is $300,000. I believe that it is. If you got your pen over there, your calculator, do the math.
Yeah.
But that's 300,000 going off of that for your 20% fee. Then take in mind trainer fee, 10% for his world class trainer Brian Norman Sr. That's 150,000. 10% for his first class management company, Fighters First Management. That's 10%. And then people don't realize fighting for the belts are not free. And then when you have to defend them, it's not free. So it's a unification bout. 3% for the WBO belt, $45,000. 3% for the IBF title, $45,000. So you got 300,000, 150, 150, and then 45 is 90, bro, $810,000. So when we all spoke on the phone, myself, Jolene, Brian, and his father, we went through the numbers. And I'm like, bro, this will be your underline. This will be your take home. This is not a good deal. So yeah, that 1.5, no. And if anybody, I don't give a damn who it is, if anybody has a problem with that, bro, then cool. You can have your problem and roll with it. Like that's not how we do business. The damn company is called Fighters First. I wrote a book called Protect Yourself at All Time, breaking all this shit down. If we were to push him in the direction of taking that deal, what the hell are we standing for in regards to our company? So 1.5 million wasn't enough. So from our standpoint, especially from a managerial standpoint, I don't bat an eye or look at it as a regret or anything like that because we believe in Brian Norman Jr. We believe that okay, since they're going to go in a different direction, Brian will take his defense. I'm pretty sure all of this pisses him off, so he's going to go destroy whoever his defense is, and then again, we can revisit this next year. The numbers are going to change. Yesterday's price won't be today's price. So a negotiation should happen. I welcome Eddie Hearn to actually partake in the negotiation to where we want something higher. They meet us somewhere, and it's a back and forth discussion, not just take this or nothing at all. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and again, that's what people don't understand is that Brian Norman Jr. is bringing something to the table, is a world title. For it to be a unification, it takes two, right? And so
Yeah.
you can't go into a situation and be like, well, here, take this, and if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. Especially when you need that other person to make the magic.
But that's the funny part. I saw a little bit of Eddie's, his spill on, Brian, you want to be great, you got to dare to be great. Man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm here to do business, bro. That whole dare to be great shit, you trying to pull a dude in or kind of low key bully him into taking what doesn't make sense in regards to financial deal. Man, you say that shit for somebody else. Like again, they're gonna fight each other. It just won't be November the 9th in Philly. And, I can't wait for Brian to do his thing. I think he fights probably gonna fight November the 8th. Do his thing, man, get a good win, get a good defense, end the year strong. And then next year, I would hope that we could circle the wagons to get a unification bout, but I'm not pissed off that we're not doing the fight November the 9th. Business didn't work out, so let's try it again next year. It's simple.
Yeah, and I saw that like Brian Norman Sr. did a video and stuff, and he was a little bit upset about the situation. But I feel like, um, this is not a fight that's going anywhere. Although we often complain about like over marination or anything, I don't think that we're running into that at all. Like this is something
Mhm.
that just really just started, right? So there's time to build this up. There's no need to like lose sleep over not
Oh no,
getting this fight next.
they going in on Twitter talking about
Yeah.
he need a new manager. They going in from every
Yeah.
direction. It's like, bro, like, yeah, I hear y'all, man, and I think boxing fans are like, bro, we're tired of not getting what we want. But in regards to business, bro, I'm tired of people talking about negotiations that either didn't go right. They're talking about the shit public or they're making it one sided. I'm tired, just like y'all, man. But
Yeah.
business has to be handled before the fights happen. And in regards to our clientele and the people that we care for and that we put first in the fighters, bro, we not advising our guys to just take whatever because it's way bigger than the payday they just had. We can't think like that. I was here 4 fights ago when nobody gave a damn about Brian Norman Jr. I was here a fight ago where they was like, he's gonna get destroyed by Santian. Like, why y'all taking this fight? Oh, y'all throwing him under the bus. So, bro, it's like first they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again, bro.
Yeah.
Like they love me at first, and then now it's like, oh man, like bad manager, you don't know what you're doing, like you mess up this kid's career. All this goes right. They fight again. He makes way more money. It's like, oh, he's a genius. So whatever, bro. Whatever.
Yeah, and for people that, like to go into drama and stuff, it's business and not personal. What happens today, is not what's going to happen tomorrow. You know what I mean? And so, could we say now that that fight is, I don't want to use the term dead in the water, but you guys are focused on someone else with the top ranked card, or is there still a potential of them coming in at the last minute and say, okay, we're gonna give you $2 million and whatever.
I think they're going into their purse bid for Karen, but again, instead of him, meaning Eddie Hearn, instead of you running to the media to talk about, what, bruh, like make a phone call, man. He can make a phone call to Carl Moretti. Could have made a phone call to Jolene Mazone. That if they really wanted this fight done, I think at one point he was like, the company that has $1 billion to talk about the money that they had, bro. We weren't asking for $5 million. We weren't asking for $4 million. Just as they're saying, oh, 1.5, bro. What we were asking for, it easily could have been negotiated if y'all really wanted to get this fight done. It's just he has a huge platform and he's making it like, oh, well, they didn't want it. Bro, y'all didn't want to pay the money that we wanted. And then y'all were also negotiating with Barrios and Stanionis to try to get things done, bro. So how much did y'all really want this fight to happen based off of the shit that y'all was doing? So I hate the way this new shit goes, but it is what it is, dog.
Yeah. All right. And then lastly, like I know you guys got a bunch of stuff cooking. What do fans need to look forward to when it comes to Fighters First Management and the guys and gals that you have coming up? What's coming up in the immediate future?
I mean, honestly, just keeping it in perspective to like this topic, bro. Us looking out for the fighters and not just doing things because what someone reads or what they think or what Eddie Hearn or somebody said, bro. Fighters have been taken advantage of contractually and financially for a very long time in the sport of boxing. And finally, there's a company in Fighters First that's not automatically just looking at how much money we're gonna pocket, so we're gonna do whatever. But we're actually doing what's best for the fighter, taking a lower percentage, and then also not just jumping at things because they're offered. And people don't want to negotiate the right way because Jolene comes from the promotional side. She was a matchmaker for 25. She knows what the hell she's talking about. So, and then she knows that we're not outpricing ourselves in regards to making something happen. So, what we're doing at Fighters First is just making sure that we're not oversaturating our market with just signing fighters just to sign a bunch of guys that we can't accommodate to, but also man, just doing this shit the right way, bro. So, Otto is going to probably have a big fight, if not to end this year, going into next year. You'll look to see Giovanni Cabrera back. Same with Justin Paldo. Justin Figueroa is making big noise in Atlantic City. Shariah Moreu, she'll be back if not this year, next year. There's just a lot of moving pieces, man, that we're looking to come forward. But then, Brian Norman's going to be back in November, and everybody be happy going into next year, man.
All right, Adrian. Listen, I appreciate your time. I know it's late over there. I won't hold you up too much. Thank you for coming on. And yeah, Adrian Clark, CEO, Fighters First Management. Get his book as well. All right, protect yourself at all
Appreciate it.
times. Fighters First, second edition. All right,
Appreciate it.
AC. Peace.
Peace, bro.